What's up? So this time I'm gonna do my 10 underrated Lionel Richie songs. Lionel Richie is one of my all-time favorite artists, one of the greatest songwriters ever, period. And I've enjoyed his music immensely. Some of the songs I'm gonna start with, one of them that comes to mind is You're Special, when he did this with the Commodores. I love that country swing, that swag, that vibe he had. Almost had like a reggae opening, had that kick off shucks gut bucket thing that he did. He definitely had a way of doing songs like that. So I definitely have always loved that song. Love the feel, love the tone of that song. Another one off the top of the dome is High on Sunshine. It was kind of known, but I love the euphoria, utopia, but he spoke the way he felt, and I love the feel of that song. Definitely had a tone and a feel for that one. I really like the way that he expressed himself immensely. You know, another one is Say Yeah. Um, that was soulful, harmony, tone, feeling. Um, he definitely, hit that note, and that's the thing that his solo work didn't always explore, but he got it when he's with the Commodores. I mean, he was on some soul lover man vibe, which gets lost in the shuffle because there's many sides to Lionel. Lionel was swag, hardcore swag with the Commodores. The man could write and everything. You understand that B section, and so this was a cut. That was a cut. That was definitely a cut. The other song I want to say is "Girl, I Think the World of About You." Love the tone and the feel of that song. Love the vamp. Love the funky singing, the funky vibe. Um, it was definitely a song that had a lot of feel and a lot of tone to it. I definitely like that one. That was a keeper. On a solo tip from his first solo, "Tell Me" was a cut. I really love the harmony, love the feel, uh, love the attitude, love the action of it. I always thought that was a tight cut. "Tell Me." The next is "Round and Round." I always said that Lionel vocally on this song was like channeling Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire, but yet, he put that Richie thing to it. It was truly a great feeling song. And so Lionel, to appreciate Lionel Richie, like got to remember something. He has album cuts. This was back in the day when your album cuts, they didn't even get no play, but they were tight. And this was an exception. This was tight. This was the exception. This was tight. My other joint on that album, which I think is underrated and it should have even been bigger than it was a cut he co-did with Greg Gaines, the great keyboard player and a great musician who's played with Steve Wonder, Michael Jackson, and Lionel, amongst others. Currently with Toto and done an incredible session with Quincy Jones, etc. But serves you right. Love that vamp, love that. That's the song that it's like, okay. That was like the before Kumo D with How You Like Me Now. That serves you right was and Lionel even had a little rap in there, which was funny. He did a little freestyle in there, but that vamp and that groove, and if you listen carefully, you can hear Richard Marx echoing in the background. That's tight. That was a tight cut. A little serve you right. Okay, so that's like 7 so far. The next one I want to say is on the Can't Slow Down album, and underrated for some, not in the mainstream, but the ones in the know it's not. But Love Will Find a Way. That was jazz. That was funk. I mean, he tore it up. I mean, that was like, okay, y'all didn't think I still got it in me. Lionel put the soul. It was like, ow, girl. He put that flavor on that song. Love Will Find a Way. That Greg Gaines had them jazz chords, that vamp, them grooves, that chorus. That was smooth, silky soul. That was like, man. That was the kind of sound that was like, yeah, get your adult game on. That's how you talk. That's how you roll it, player. So Lower Final Way was a cut on that one. The other one I would say would be The Only One. He did that one with David Foster. And you could tell by all those synthesized strings and orchestrations, the flourishes. But there was something about the way Lionel hit that point with that voice, with he hit that melody and the tone, and it would have been a hit on any other album. See, this is the thing about Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie has so many great songs that even hit because his albums were filled up, and he had other cuts that were tight. So this was a great, this was definitely a hitting, happening song. So this was definitely feeling. Last one I want to say is probably "Ordinary Girl." He did this one with Babyface. Um, Lionel Richie, this is one of them songs that, again, I like the tone of the feel of the song. I had a nice feeling for it. Um, he's one of the greatest songwriters ever. He's one of the greatest artists ever. One of the greatest live performers ever. And the truth is, if I talk about underrated, not just as songs, but his career is underrated because you think about it, you leave the Commodores and you turn into a solo career, and it's like, if you think about it, especially on the black side of town, only Michael Jackson was really bigger, who left the group and had that kind of impact and success when you think about it. Nobody else left the band that had the kind of run Lionel Richie did. Massive hits, massive success, and left a lasting impression, body of work. So um, he is definitely outrageous and one of the best to ever do it, and he should definitely get his due because he's done it all musically. He's definitely a gold standard as an artist, as a musical ambassador. He's caught, and his music and songs, they all can go on country, blues, rock, gospel, funk, jazz. They got a little bit of everything. Hip hop samplers been sampled this stuff. You think about a lot of Richie's from that Ray Charles school, if you think about it, because country and R&B and pop coming to him just like, saying, ow, outrageous. That's just how he got it like that. So that's my take on them Lionel Richie underrated cuts. Peace.